Amerika, Argentina, Zvicra, Shqipëria rreth fushës për episodin e 10 të podcastit FLASIM, ku sot kam të ftuar Owen nga Amerika, flet shqip?
Flas pak,
mirë. Martin nga Argentina. How is your name spelled in Argentina? Martin?
Martin. Yes,
Martin.
With an accent in the I.
Flet shqip?
Martin. Jo, faleminderit.
Jo, faleminderit, të lutem. Musa nga Zvicra.
MIRØMÖNGJES
dhe Warda, që është shqiptare me puse me carat kur i thon, por pas shumë vitesh në Berlin është kthyer në Shqipëri. Këta janë 4 nga shumë të tjerë që jetojnë, punojnë në Shqipëri pavarësisht se vinë nga vende të huaja, të afërta ose të largëta, të pasura ose edhe më të pasura, apo shqiptarë që janë rikthyer dhe që po vazhdojnë të rikthehen, edhe pse dihet numri atyre që largohen vazhdon më i lartë se numri atyre që rikthehen. Por ata që rikthehen me një histori, rikthehen me një eksperiencë, dhe mbi të gjitha rikthehen me arsye të cilat janë vërtet interesante për t'u dëgjuar. Warda, po e filloj me ty. Ne mund të flasim pak shqip, këta kuptojnë po s'flasin. Atëherë, pse u ktheve në Shqipëri?
Këto 3 vite që kam në Shqipëri, më duket se është një herë në javë përgjigjem kësaj pyetjes.
Se të tjerë të thonë për shtudesh që u ktheve.
Po. Madje në fillim jam ndjerë edhe shumë keq kur u ktheva, sepse jam ndjerë shumë e gjykuar. Ishte një lloj sjellje
sigur kishe dështuar,
si loser. Po. Që në fakt jeta ime në Berlin ishte shumë e mirë. Unë lash pas familjen, shoqërinë, punën, sepse kisha nevojë shumë për një vend të ri. Edhe kur vendosa ta lija Gjermaninë, pas një cikli mbi 10 vjeçar, po mendoja vërtet Europën dhe konsiderova me shumë naivitet vetëm vendet ku flisja gjuhën. Nuk kisha qejf tani 30 vjeç të filloja të mësoja një gjuhë nga e para. Kështu që Shqipëria ishte patjetër një nga vendet ku unë flisja gjuhën. Dhe Tirana pati një sharm që ishte kryeqytet, që ishte në Europë dhe që unë me biçikletë mund të shkoja kudo. Aq e thjeshtë sa mund të duket, për mua amatësia ishte shumë e rëndësishme në atë periudhë kur po merja këtë vendimin. Dhe si shumë të tjerë, erdha në fillim vetëm për ta provuar. Thash, let's see, ç'a po ndodh në Shqipëri. Sepse unë në Tiranë nuk u riktheva, unë erdha. Nuk jam origjinë nga Tirana, kështu që ika direkt për studime dhe nuk e njeh qytetin fare.
Ti nga ku ke lindur?
Në Fier. Po. Kështu që ishte një xhungël në fillim, siç është çdo qytet i ri kur nuk e njeh. Me avantazhin që flisja gjuhën, kuptoj edhe kulturën, dhe nuk më desh shumë për të kuptuar potencialin e Tiranës. Unë mendoj që nga vendimet më të mira që kam marrë ka qenë vendimi për të kthyer. Sepse jam shumë e qetë mendërisht, nuk ta shpjegoj dot sa shumë. Edhe po bëj gjëra që në Gjermani mbase nuk do i kisha bërë dot.
Kjo është e sigurt. Martin.
Buenos días.
Buenos días. So, what brought you to Albania?
Long story short.
And you look happy.
I am. I have been
before you go with Albania, and you are an Argentinian. And, to every Argentinian, I have a question.
Okay.
Messi or Maradona?
Messi.
Okay.
My father goes with Maradona. I'll go with Messi.
Okay, yeah. I go with your father then.
Okay. But yeah, I've been through a lot. I left Argentina 5 years ago, actually, and I've been traveling around. And actually, one of the first countries I came to visit was Albania in 2018. And I stayed here for like almost 2 months, I think. travel around the country. And actually from that year I can say it was like the most amazing country I have visited, because it was totally different to the others. Like
in what sense?
Nature, people, just going and buy fruit and vegetables in the store, you know.
It's similar to Argentina, no?
It sounds familiar to me. It's like a small Buenos Aires, you can say, but where you can actually approach people.
When I went to Sao Paulo in '94, it was for an art show, Biennale of Sao Paulo, a famous Biennale. I was invited there, and I couldn't believe it. And it was like, wow, this is mega Tirana.
Yes.
And I called back here when I was there, and I was telling, I'm in a mega Tirana, like a gigantic Tirana,
crazy,
with all the chaos and with all of that time, and and it's very, very similar. Taxi drivers, same. This openings of parkings to make shops with the stairs going under the belly of the buildings. The incredible energy and la movida and everything. So it's
actually
now it's even more. You know?
Yeah, we are kind of the same. I don't feel like a stranger here. It's more like a family place, like a small Buenos Aires, I could say before. But I feel also that the sense of security you get here, that's very important to me. From where I come from, especially now at this time, you don't know what's going to happen to you if you go out in the streets at night, for example. So it's just the feeling safe for me. That's what got me here.
Yeah, Albania is one of the safest countries in Europe.
People are really afraid to come here. That's the problem. They say it's a dangerous country. You know what they say.
Yeah, this is the stereotype, but it's being broken now because more and more tourists are coming now. You know,
and when you come here, you see it's a totally different place. Totally different.
I remember when we had the crazy uprising of '97, when people lost their money in some pyramid schemes, Ponzi schemes. We had many people that were dead and crazy people, all with weapons. And a British journalist at that time wrote a fantastic article because he was a war journalist, and he wrote that before leaving to Tirana, to Albania, I just did what I do. Usually when I go in mission, I hugged my wife, my kids, because it could be the last time. And when I came, I realized something amazing, that being a foreigner, I was really welcomed and I was treated like God. And gangs in the roadblocks were protecting me, and And then at the end he said, but yes, I was robbed in Albania. And I was robbed in the Austrian hotel, where they gave me a bill of the phone, which was insane. So when you go to Albania, be careful of Austrians. It was a funny way to joke. Americano.
Yes.
Owen Americano.
Yeah, I think I'm not the best poster boy for an American. Being someone that when you meet them and you say, oh, I'm from the United States, around the world you often don't get the warmest reception from that. And that's something you get used to and you go, oh yeah, you know, I know. So it was intriguing to come here and tell, you know, anyone on the street, oh, where are you from? Oh, United States. And then say, oh, America. And because that is, you know, the word that people use here. And people just be excited and be like, great, and you know, start talking about a family member or a visit that they had or something like that. So that took a little getting used to. But yeah, I grew up in China mostly. I moved there when I was 3 years old. with my family. My mother was a Montessori teacher, and so they went there working first in universities and then as teachers for private schools. And so I grew up moving a lot. Every 2 years we would live in a different city. So I got used to being in a lot of places.
But rumors are that you want to stay here.
Yeah. I think you get used to a certain pattern of living, and then when that's what you know, that's sort of what you can.
What do you like most about Albania?
What do I like most about here? I can tell you what brought me back, because I came here for 3 months in 2021, and what brought me back was.
The last story?
Well, no, in a way, in the way that friendships are love as well, but there are some good small communities here for things that I care about, and a lot of those are outdoor pursuits. So, for example, rock climbing. There's a small bouldering gym called Rock Tirana in the city, which is a really good place run by some really good people, and they've been working all around with foreign climbing groups and also local Albanian ones to develop climbing as sustainable ecotourism here. So getting involved with that community and just also being able to meet the flow of travelers and Albanians that have similar interests and that are passionate about similar things. Everyone felt very, very approachable. So it was just easy to make connections with people, and when you make good memories in a place, it makes it much easier to return there and to imagine yourself staying there longer.
Musa is the big guy of this incredibly successful, I must say, event, which, if I'm not wrong, I visited
on the first year.
Yes. And if I'm not wrong again, then you told me that it was a big potential to
grow up.
And from what I'm hearing, this year is being a blast. 20,000 people enjoying there. And the funny thing was that a friend of mine writes me and says, I want to go to Unum. And he's in Europe. And you can't imagine how many times I've asked him to come to Albania. And I said, come, you are coming. You're coming to Albania. I said, no, I'm going to Unum.
You see?
Wow.
So he showed that this is an open door for people from outside. We was very happy this year because there is people from Malaysia, Mexico, Qatar, from everywhere, and I think there is, like, for me, the idea to try to open Albania to everyone, but I think we are already on that way. It don't need to be pushed. People at the moment they come, the only problem they have is to get back to their country and say, I swear to God, they have electricity. That's the things. But slowly and surely, with the people I can see here around the table, yes, your country is the future of the Europe, for sure. On my, let's say, business, if you want it, there is something very, very interesting. People don't know nothing about your culture, about the Illyrian, what you've been and what you have to be in the future. I'm personally very touched by your hospitality. Really, it's something, the way that you look it in the eyes, It's a moment of truth, man of honor. So here it is.
And you spent a lot of time here.
Even with my family. And the more I spend time, the more it's difficult to leave the country.
Yeah, Albania is an addiction. I've seen many people, and for example, foreigners I am connected because of work, ambassadors, that maybe when they came, they were not enthusiastic, to say it mildly, to put it mildly, but I haven't seen one happy to leave this country. And yeah, of course there are the Albanians that still, you know, want to leave, to try other experience, but it's understandable. It's very understandable that it's a moment in history that there is this chance we didn't have for many years. But at the same time, yeah, I was listening to Warda, and I listen carefully to people that come back. I also remember myself, you know, I was also an immigrant somehow, and you know, it comes a moment that you need this, you know, you need this atmosphere, you need this, you know, warmth, you need this, even, you know, even lack of strict, you know, strict traffic rules, and you need also you need the espresso. You need where you could have an espresso in Berlin? Tell me where you could have an espresso in Berlin to say, wow.
I don't want to disappoint you, but there's a very strong coffee culture in Berlin too.
I know, but
yeah,
the espresso,
no, I get your point.
The espresso like here, it's not in Berlin. I've been brought in some, because I'm a big espresso fan, and no, we have here the best espresso out of Rome, for no doubt. So
well.
And then, okay, you have the espresso, but then where is the muhabbeti?
Yeah, there you go. There you go. There's a lot of things that are served together with the espresso here. Yeah. It's actually funny because what I do in Tirana right now, I run a coffee shop and co-working space. So I open my own business, and both Owen and Martin work at the coffee store. So I'm sure that all three of us can give you the perfect espresso you're talking about.
No, I'm sure.
But you have to go and you have to wait in line like
I'm
everybody.
sure. No, I always
Because
wait.
we're self-service.
I always wait in line. Don't worry. It's so I don't like to be taken my bag, my luggage. I don't like to sit in the middle of the table. I don't like any of the things that I might miss when I'm not in this job, because I remember once long ago I saw someone in the plane, someone that was powerful, and then he looked like, you know, and I said, don't make a habit to be served by people, because the day that this will go, you'll feel like the worst loser, which is not true. So I'll be in line. Perfect. I'll be in line. Don't worry. The only place I can't be in line, although I ask to be in line, is when I have to vote, because people say no, it's the cameras. Anyhow, give me an episode about Albania. A live episode of yours, a moment that you felt like, wow, it's good, it feels good. Or if you don't have one, give me a bad one. When someone robs you, or someone tried to kill you.
Nothing happened here, actually. But I can say that a very good thing that happened last year was my sister that lives in Sweden came to visit me. Because of COVID and everything, we haven't seen each other in almost 4 years. So that was a big moment for me. And she came to visit here. It was also her first time in Albania. And they spent like 10 days here with her boyfriend. Her boyfriend is from Argentina as well. They never heard about Albania before. And they were really surprised and kind of shocked about how easy everything was, how beautiful everything was, how the food was amazing here, and the wine, we had a lot of wine as well. It was summer, so long days at the beach, long dinners at night, spending time with family. And the positive thing about this whole story that I'm making is that she went back to Sweden, they went back to Sweden, and they started spreading the word about Albania. And this year, I will not kid, almost every single friend and co-worker has come to Albania, or they have plans to come to Albania this summer. So that's a very positive thing for me.
Fantastic. I always say Albania is a place where you should never go because it's very dangerous. But once you go, you want to come back. It's always like this with people that visit Albania for the first time. And I'm very happy your sister enjoyed.
Yeah, and everything remind them also, like when we were kids in Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
Like the kids playing in the street. I'm not gonna say old people, but adult people having coffee and sitting in the morning for 3 hours having a coffee. You know, it takes us kind of back to our childhood, our family memories. Yeah. That kind of thing.
Yeah. We need to be much more proud of this country, right? So, Owen, tell me an episode of yours that would...
Happy episode from here.
Tell me a bad one if you want. I'm open to it.
I enjoy the outdoors, so if I have time off, I actually try to get out of the city, whether it's for an afternoon, a morning, or 2-3 days, something like that. So most of my really good memories here are, going out into nature. There's beautiful nature. I mean, Tirana's, the capital city, and within 1 hour, you can, find freezing cold spring water. You can be in a beautiful forest. You can be at a great beach. You can be at a river or in a canyon. You can find a massive cave. The possibilities are quite endless. And when you get out in nature, it's not saturated with just construction and or overpopulated. You meet friendly, incredibly welcoming, down-to-earth people who invite you in for raki or for coffee or give you fruit from their trees. And it's to pick out one of those experiences, it would be going and just leaving the city in an afternoon and going camping, swimming, cooking your meal, and just kind of being at peace with all the beauty that is around you all the time here.
Guarda, ti erdhe nga Gjermania dhe sot ke një biznes të ndit. Tani shumë kush që na shef, na dëgjon, mund thot kjo e kanë Terezi, prandaj na tregon ne sa e bukur Shqipëria, apo se di kjo se çheqim ne, dita. Si e hape biznesin?
Unë e kam pasur këtë idenë e biznesit në vete prej shumë kohësh. Në Berlin do ishte thjesht një tjetër kafe. Domethënë Berlini është i mbushur me propozime nga më të ndryshme, nga më interesantet. Unë kam studiuar informatik, kështu që komplet jashtë botës së banakut. Ndërkohë që kur isha studente punoja në banak. Edhe madje edhe sot, që është lokali, unë 4-5 turne në javë bëj akoma vetë. Pavarësisht se është stafi, kam shumë qejf të punoj vetë në banak. Unë erdha në Tiranë, jo me këtë idenë fare. Unë erdha në Tiranë për të punuar si IT. Edhe punova si IT, ishte pandemia në mes. Vendosa dhe gjatë pandemisë të qëndroj në Tiranë, sepse më duke pa drejt, më duke sikur sa po kisha ardhur, dhe nuk I dhash dot kohë qytetit ta njihja tamam. Dhe kur mbaroi pandemia, ishte si një udhkryq. Ose ose do bëj një diçka të timen, ose do iki. Kjo ishte ndjesia që kisha unë. Dhe një gjë të mirë që ka Shqipëria është që është shumë e lehtë të krijosh kontakte, është shumë e lehtë të kërkosh ndihmë. Kështu që unë fillova duke pyetur pak vërdall, no, kam këtë idenë. Sa e vështirë është ta regjistrosh biznesin, si funksionon me niptin, fillova vërtet nga zero. Dhe gjithçka ishte shumë e thjeshtë. Domethënë edhe gjetja e hapësirës, gjetja e njerëzve pastaj më vonë. Nuk e di, mbase kam pasur edhe pak fat, po edhe kam punuar shumë. Kështu që në këtë moment tani unë mendoj që për gjithë njerëzit që jetojnë jashtë, siç kam jetuar unë për shumë vite, siç jetojnë akoma prindrit e mi, motra ime, është shumë e vështirë të rikthehesh, sepse unë lash Berlinin sikur po lija shtëpinë, gjithçka që njeh, shoqërinë, njerëzit më të afërt, rutinën, përditshmërinë. Edhe më tremte pak Tirana, sepse domethënë isha në një moment që prindrit e kishin lënë Tiranën me kujtimet e kohës kur ishin student, që nuk ka të bëjë fare me Tiranën sot. Kështu që dhe ata mbaj mend domethënë kur i thash babait që do filloj të jetoj në Shqipëri ka qarë, që nuk ishte absurde sepse më pa mua në një situatë të sikletshme që o bobo, no? Derisa tani s'ka më o bobo. Tani janë të gjithë shumë të lumtur të vinë me vizitojnë, kanë një arsye më shumë tani për të ardhur në Shqipëri. Unë gjithmonë një arsye për të qenë në Berlin, patjetër. Po që është akoma duke u zhvilluar Tirana të paktën. Dhe mendoj që ka akoma shumë potencial për ide të reja dhe edhe pak ekstravagante biznesi. Sepse kjo kafeja që kam unë nuk është aq tipike, është pak kam marrë një copë Berlini, nuk të gënjej, kam marrë edhe kam sjell.
Mirë shumë. Si e ka emrin kjo
Hana Corner Cafe.
Hana Corner Cafe, ku është? Ti bën pak reklam. Se kam sukses me reklamat që bëj, më dish.
Nuk e vënë dyshim.
Ku është?
Jemi tek shkolla e Minduraku, direkt ngjitur me shkollën e Minduraku në blok.
Shkolla e Minduraku, Hana Corner Cafe. Keni atje një mix shqiptar Amerikan Argentinas me kulturë gjermane. Imagjino çfarë bëhet atje. Musa, how feels now that it's over? It should be a strange feeling after having this adrenaline up and up and up with 20,000 people from all over the world, and now it's finished. And how is your life now? So you do other things, or you start already thinking about the next, or
the things is like, as you can see in my eyes, I'm very tired. But it was like something very great. Actually, the only mission I have is like sorry for the term, to vomit the spirit of the war, of the festival, because it's very intense. And at the moment that I will do this, I'm gonna spend a few days in Albania, chilling, go to the sea, eat good, and things like makes me feel normal. And then after this, I go back in Switzerland, and I need to see my kids for a week.
So the first one was few thousands, if I remember well.
And
it was now
the first one was like something not more than 1,500 people.
Few thousand, yeah. So,
yeah.
And now you are at 20. So how unexploited potential is still there in terms of numbers? It can grow still, or now it's just packed.
No, the thing is like actually we can go, of course, bigger and bigger and bigger, but the idea is also like to not start to be, sorry for the term, like Tomorrowland. I mean, Tomorrowland is a bomb, but this is not what we are interested in. We want to keep like something like intimate because it's an experience. We want to do like also chill music. There's some activities. we want to put and bring some artists to make things on the village, and you have to live the experience to understand. And we don't want to lose this feeling for the customers or the people who will come.
So life looks good for the moment. What's next? What's the dream now? Or you are over with dreams? I don't think.
I had dreamed for a long time.
I don't think it exists an Argentinian who is over with dreams. So what's the dream now? What do you want to do next?
Right now I'm focused on baking for Hannah. So if you want to come one day,
I will.
You can try one of my cakes.
I will.
But for now, one thing at a time. Yeah, I try not to think on the long run for now.
Yeah, and Owen, what's the dream now? To climb what?
The dream.
You may need a bigger mountain than what we have. So
you guys have a lot of mountains. I've touched very few of them.
What we do if you need a bigger mountain?
Turn the mountain into something abstract and then complete it. I think Tirana needs a noodle shop.
So if he starts, I'm gonna be the first investor.
In noodle.
Yeah, it's something that if we're talking about dreams, I think it's something I can see myself doing. So I'd probably have to go with that. Yeah.
Good. It's a nice dream. It's a nice dream, and you'll make a lot of people happy.
Yeah. It's selfish in a way because it's something I miss a lot from being in China, is like the noodle culture and how varied it is and how different it is no matter where you are in the country, and then how hard it is to get if you aren't in a place with a large Chinese or Japanese or Korean community. So in that way it's selfish, but then yeah, I think other people need it as well.
Tani mos më thuaj që këtu mbaron ajo për masa e ambicies tonë, dhe se nuk e besoj. Tani nuk e imagjinoj dot që do rish aty, do vazhdoj.
E di pse është pyetje shumë e vështirë, sepse un kam shumë kohë që i them vetes, kam gjetur një balancë shumë të mirë. Dhe në tavolinë në këtë moment ka aq shumë projekte që janë shumë të bukura dhe shumë interesante për krijuar hapësira të reja. Por në këtë moment, kjo balanca që kam tani më duket sikur është e padrejtë ta thyej. Kështu që kam vendosur që do pres shtatorin.
Ja, mirë, dakor.
Po
flas për.
Nuk u bë sot, jo, nuk të bëjmë sot, jo.
Po flas domethënë kami fjalë,
kami, po Tirana ka akoma hapësira shumë të bukura që mund të restaurohen. Edhe ndërtesa e Hanës është një vile e vjetër, kështu që këto tipologji urbane, po them, kërkoj. Kështu që duke parë edhe qytete të tjera të Shqipërisë ndërkohë, sepse mendoj që kjo tipologjia e biznesit është e nevojshme edhe në vende të tjera. Në çdo vend që ka turistë, në këtë moment ne ishim duke biseduar me stafin dhe mbledhja e fundit që 1 në 2 klient që na vjen neve është i huaj. Domethënë në këtë moment është bërë edhe Hana patjetër një pikë e rëndësishme, është përdori më shumë qumësh bimor, ëmbëlsira vegane, domethënë patjetër që është një lloj magneti për turistët. Por që është ne na shritur fluksin në një mënyrë të frikshme, domethënë sa stafi është dyfishuar vetëm prej numrit të lartë të turistëve, kështu që mendoj që isha në Shkodër për shembull se bëm një hiking dhe në Shkodër unë nuk prisja të shikoja shumë turistë, ta them sinqerisht. Kështu që edhe një Hana në Shkodër isha kështu kush shikoi jepet me qera e intrigohem pak, por që është let's see, Hana nuk ka bërë akoma 1 vjeç, kështu që
tani Shkodrën e kemi në dritën e syve, kështu që
pra.
Hana në Shkodër
një arsye më shumë.
Është lajm i mirë. Thank you very much. Shumë faleminderit. Këta ishin the Hepi Refuxhiis. Dhe unë jam realisht shumë i frymëzuar sa herë që jeta më sjell pranë njerëzve Warda, si Martin, si Owen, si Musa, të cilët kanë brenda atë dhuratën e Joy of Life dhe kanë gjetur në Shqipëri vendin ku dhurata e tyre mund të shumë fishohet. Faleminderit.